Well, among the many international reactions, positive, cautiously positive reactions again to come in today are from Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister, hailing the fall of Bashar al-Assad as historic, even taking some credit for the events. Take a listen.
This is a historic day in the history of the Middle East. The Assad regime is a central link in Iran's axis of evil. This regime has fallen. This is a direct result of blows we inflicted on Iran and Hezbollah, the main supporters of the Assad regime. This created a chain reaction throughout the Middle East of all those who want to be freed from this regime of oppression and tyranny.
Well, France 24's international affairs editor Ketevan Gorgistani is now back on set with me to take us through those comments. Ketevan, as we heard there, Benjamin Netanyahu is, of course, taking quite a bit of credit then for Bashar al-Assad's removal. How much did Israel's actions actually impact what we've seen happen in Syria?
Well, look, I don't think that toppling Bashar al-Assad was necessarily a written goal of the Israeli government, the Israeli prime minister. But it is true what he's saying about the sort of chain reaction of the events in the Middle East, because you have to remember that some of these forces are sort of intertwined. And the fact that the Israelis went after Hamas and then after Hezbollah, in a way, weakened the clout of the Iranians in the region. And you have to remember that not only was Iran a main backer of Bashar al-Assad's regime, but Hezbollah was in large parts also helping Bashar al-Assad. They had militants throughout the years fighting alongside Bashar al-Assad's army in Syria. You also have to remember that there are other smaller Iranian proxies operating in Syria, and that in that sense, when Israel went after these groups and weakened these groups by cascade effect, you also weaken those who are helping Bashar al-Assad. And it seems that, at least from what we saw in the past couple of weeks, that these groups saw a window of opportunity, saw that Bashar al-Assad was weakened, that he didn't have the protection that he used to have from all of these proxies in the region, and they felt that this was the right time for them to strike, because their calculation was likely to be they probably will not come to the rescue of Bashar al-Assad, or not as strongly as they could have done 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago. And so in that sense, I think Benjamin Netanyahu is right. One thing that the Israelis are very careful, and again, going back to the cautious optimism, the Israeli prime minister has said that his intention is to stay out of that conflict in Syria. They have, however, really covered that buffer zone with the border with Syria, because they know that among these groups that have now toppled the regime of Bashar al-Assad, there are groups that were linked to al-Qaeda and other ideologies that have Israel as a main enemy. And so this could be down the line possibly a new form of threat coming for the Israelis. So they're looking at it very clearly, as in, this is good news for us right now, but this could potentially down the line, depending on how things go, become a new threat.